Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, YouTube. My name is Kenny. Thank you for checking out the channel. Today's video, what we're going to be doing is working on the 2004 Blastor. As you've seen in the last video, we've got a lot of work done to it as it sits right here. But before we get too far into this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that the next time I upload a video, you'll be notified. And I'll just give you a couple seconds to go ahead and do that before we get going. All right. So we have the machine sitting here behind us and we have the motor done. I did not go anything into the motor. All the motor builds of these are pretty simple. The Blastor is really, really easy. But one of the things that we did do is we have it on the pressure gauge right now doing the leak down test. So we have the machine, we have the motor, and we're going to get those things connected today. Before we get too far into this, what I am going to do is let you see what the machine looked like. Looked pretty good. It wasn't too bad, but we've done a lot of upgrades and changes to this thing. Nice stock machine. It was great for its day, but now it's seen better days and those things are in the past. So we're going to go around it really quickly, take a look at the motor, just really talk about what I did to it, then get this all installed into the machine. All right, so we got a little bit of a mess in the shop right now, but right here we have the Blastor roller looking absolutely wonderful. We're going to go ahead and take off that front bracket right there so we can get the motor inside there. And I need to slide that collar back over in there and the motor's going to go in. Got that lower bolt, and I have one more. I got to find out where I put it. That's the one that actually goes to the Nerf bars, and it's over there. So we did put tape on the whole wiring harness, taped it all up, got it all good. As I stated, that little oil tank, the oil reading thing, it was right here and already cut, so I just taped those wires up, as well as there was an oil light up here to let you know that the oil is low. So if you're not really sure, these machines did come with a gas tank and a oil tank, and it will do the mix for you. A lot of people just deleted those and went back to the normal two-stroke and running it to, 32-to-1. Nerf bars are already powder coated and sitting right there, but like I said, we had to wait on that. Overall, the motor is looking absolutely wonderful. What I did to the motor was take it all apart down to nothing. Cleaned it all up, blasted and Cerakoted the cases, head, and the cylinder. This piece of metal here is just from my block off. We've been going about 30 minutes at this pressure here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you we're at about 6.4, 6.5. And my time on my Hulu, on my TV is 8:19. So in 6 minutes, 8:25, we're going to go ahead and make sure the pressure is still where it's at, up in that area. We powder coated the cases black, gloss, and then I went around and I did the pink words in there to give it a nice little accent. The daughter does not like crazy pink. That's why we did not go too far overload with it. He did get the cap here, and it's kind of like on a Banshee. This would be the area that the water pump is in, but this really is nothing. There's really nothing back in behind this but some plugs, and those plugs are all in there. But that aluminum case makes it look a lot better. And on this side, we had the stator side cover, and we got the aluminum ones as well. And what I did was take the glass out and everything powder coated the whole thing pink, and then cleaned off all the pink, as you see, just going around there like this, and then vacuuming everything else off. Doing that and being pretty meticulous with it and getting that cleaned up. Put the glass back in. Got a little bit of moisture in there from where I cleaned it earlier. I'm going to take that a couple bolts out to let it dry out overnight. But we put our little bumpers back in there to possibly help with vibration and Cerakote. Everything's Cerakoted. Got a new spark plug up in there, but yeah, we're looking good. We're going to combine these two things here in a little bit. Whoops. We're going to combine these things here in a little bit and also get the carburetor back on. The carburetor looks nice and clean after some Cerakote as well. This is the stock carb, and this is the carb that is the exact same jets and settings that he had in there. So we're going to see if it needs to be changed at all. He's probably going to do that. But what I do when I do the air fuel screw is I screw it all the way in and count my turns. So I think this was 1.5 turns in. I disassemble it. I write that down. Disassemble it, clean it, powder coat it, Cerakote it and all that. I don't powder coat these because powder coating has a tendency to not hold up to gasoline and stuff well. But then I turn it back in and then back it out 1.5 turns so the air fuel screw is where it should be. I do have to put that little clutch cable holder right here, but that's about it. We're going to go ahead and get this in the motor now, get this in the machine. So First thing I'm gonna do is get this thing off the stand. Oh, and we have the ASV levers that I finished getting powder coated. So we were waiting a couple days on those. I did use my Cricut vinyl cutter, cut these, and we're gonna go ahead and get those clutch levers on there as well in this video. Run the clutch line down, get the throttle cable hooked up, get all that stuff hooked up, get everything plugged in. I mean, shoot, might be able to kick it. Yeah, who knows? Might be able to kick it. We'll be seeing. But so first, go ahead and get our lever on. All this is already hand tightened, but it's just a 10 millimeter at the top, 10 millimeter at the bottom. I haven't test fitted these. Maybe I should have done that before I powder coated them, because if they don't fit, warranty's gone probably. So we got that, and then we got the locking one that goes on the bottom. Here we go. Well, that's going to work well. All right, so now we're going to get our lever on there. All right, so now we're back at 827, which is actually a little bit further, and we are at 6.3 in that area. So we've lost 0.1 because we were at 6.4. 6.4, 6.45. We're gonna see if this fluctuates a little bit. But overall, that's great. Yep. 6.3, 6.4. So we lost 0.1, which is great. And I don't really consider that really any loss. I don't really know what the exact standards are, but this is the same process that I use for my Banshees. 6 minutes at 6 pounds. This one was 6.5 pounds around that area. It kind of gets a little bit of challenge and try to get it regulated exactly. But 6 minutes, 6 pounds, and a loss of 1. We lost 0.1. So we're good there. So there is one thing that I do. I'm going to show you about the lever, about how they fit. It should be fine, but I'm just going to show. So the lever touches right here. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, if you squeeze it, it'll come all the way right to here, but it touches up when it gets there, which I don't think is going to be any problem. We're going to get our cable and everything ran in there in a little bit and get everything ran to the bottom and just be ready for the motor. So we're going to go ahead and get this bar out. Pretty sure it's just a plastic support. Set it off to the side. Give us a clear shot of swinging that motor in. Also, there's a screw. There's the bolt down here that I need to go ahead and take out. So I put everything in here as placeholders so I don't lose it later on. So it's going to go into the side. Hopefully I have enough room to get a wrench in there, but we'll see. So the motor, as I stated, is pretty small. So I shouldn't have any issues getting it in there. But because I say that, I'm going to have issues. Just going to get our long bolt through the first hole. Once we get it back centered up. There we go, kind of fell down into place. Everything went in, yeah, those holes lined up. I basically can just go ahead and tap this bolt in, which I'm going to do. So that little bolt that goes underneath there, we're going to go ahead and get that in now. Yeah, I should be able to get a wrench in there. It's no problem. I don't think that'll be a problem. Then, now that these are suspended and it's in there, I can go ahead and put the Nerf bar mount on, and it's going to sit up there just like that. So we don't forget, we can go ahead and put our plug on there. Man, that looks good in there, doesn't it? This is going to get redone so it looks better and new. Just going to go ahead and tighten all my bolts in. All right, since we're basically in there, I did go ahead and put our pink little throttle or clutch cable holder in there, and to figure out how I'm going to route my wires just so they look nice and clean. But we're going to go ahead and get our carburetor installed. I went ahead and put our stainless steel clamp on there. Right. All right, we're in there. Time to go ahead and get the throttle cable hooked up to here, up there, and get the clutch cable run through. We did everything that we wanted to do for that little step. So with the clutch cable on, I did zip tie the stator pickup and stator wires to come straight up. I think it had a nicer clean look rather than running it back here and trying to go up. Got a little bit of oil and dirt on there. And then having this bundle here showing. So now that's pretty hidden, so that looks a lot better. Got to put our exhaust on in a bit. I did run the clutch cable up through here and come around, so it's plenty long. Did have to have that little spacer in there, but I haven't adjusted the clutch or nothing, but it's kind of got a little bit of free play there, so we're good. But we'll see once we get oil in it, and we're waiting on the oil plug. Over here, I do have the throttle cable in, and it's the same. It has a little play here before anything happens. Then, you know, open throttle and close throttle. So at this point, I'm pretty sure we can kick it to see if it fires. And I might do that once I get me some boots on tomorrow, because you see it's dark. But yeah, it's looking really freaking good and ready to roll. Or getting closer to ready to roll. All right. So next day we're out here and we're messing with the Blastor again. One of the things I did do off camera was we did switch the tire size. So we dropped down to 18s in the rear, 19s up front. Fits the machine a lot better instead of those 20s in the rear and 21s up front. So it is a good bit smaller. It's going to make it a little bit more snappy and have a little bit more get up and go. We're going to go ahead and get our Nerf bars on here. We have them all installed. I did get the master cylinder right here installed. The rear brakes bled, so we're good there. Soon we'll be getting the kicker and stuff on at some point. But we'll get that done because I got to get that powder coated. But I'm going to get my Nerf bars on over here, get the exhaust ran, Nerf bar on the other side. So got a couple things we're about to get done. So we will make sure first it slides on easily, so that's good. I'm going to take these bolts out of the heel guards. This should just turn down and sit right there as it should. All right, so this side is officially done except for the kicker. We'll go ahead and get everything tightened down and be right back on. So we have our Nerf bars installed. I did take that cover off just so that I can put tighten that up right there. That's just like a little bracket. It's the bracket that holds these wires. So they run back here, but since I ran them up this way, they're not there. But I took off this whole area so I can get the sprocket on. So we got a new sprocket on, new chain, that's all ran through. New chain slide or chain guide that's down there. We have it semi-tightened with a little bit of slack here, but you're not going to really know until you sit it down. So I'm going to leave it there. And now we're just going to go ahead and open up that box that has the exhaust in it and get the exhaust put on. So we have our good DMC exhaust that we're going to put on there. It's going to look nice and shiny. I'm thinking it's going to go through this way, just by the design. Sorry, I'm off in the camera. Let me see if I can get it through the other side. I do have a new exhaust gasket in here. So that's pretty much going to sit in there as that. I did drop the bolt, but I am going to have to reroute somehow my throttle cable just so it doesn't touch. And then we're going to put a bolt in here to get it on the hanger, and then we'll get a close-up shot of all that. So it's been a while since you've seen it, man, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. But these are the 19s in the front and the 18s in the rear. It looks really good on the smaller machine like this compared to the bigger ones. We got the exhaust on, ran through. I do have to powder coat and do something to the kicker, but everything else is good. I would advise on another clamp. This one's blue. I tried to paint it black. The paint isn't going to stay, so if you're kind of OCD over that, like I would be, I would get that switched. Handlebars, gas tank, everything looking good. I would personally order some carburetor vent line, because there's none of these on there. They looked all rough and brittle, but I'm going to go ahead and get it started and let you see. So basically where we're at is kicker needs repowdered. I need to put the skid plate onto the rear down there. I got to shorten and do the plugs for the brake light. Headlight is good. Needs a new bulb in there for a low beam. The shifter, same. It's going to get disassembled and powder coated. But yeah, we're good. That's about it. Then I got to clean the plastics up and get the graphics on. All right, everyone, so that's it. We got everything that we wanted to be done in this video done, plus a few other things. I didn't expect to have it to kick so easily, but let me first give you the quick story. I got it all assembled, and after I took the first video of the exhaust on, I was like, well, dang, there isn't much left. There is no cooling system like you have on the Banshees and other things. Let me just go ahead and kick this thing once or twice to see if I can get it to start. Couldn't get it to start. And I made sure I went through everything. I had the spark. I had the stator cover off a couple times. I looked at the stator a few times, made sure the timing was on. The key is there. I mean, everything seems to have checked out. And then I was just like baffled when I went in the house. So I tried to start it for maybe like 15 minutes. And I was wearing freaking Hey Dudes, and my foot was done. So yesterday I did go outside, and I decided that I had 1 hour to take a look at it. And then I thought, did I mess up something in the wiring harness? Did I do something in the wiring harness? Did I mess up something in the wiring harness? Did I do something in the wiring harness? And then I remembered there were two wires in there that were kind of like twisted together. And I was like, did I make sure that those are still connected? Let me go look. So I went out. I kicked it maybe twice. I did what everyone hates. I grabbed my starter fluid, hit it with a tss of ether. Still could not get it to do anything but, turn over. Now, it sounded different when you try to kick it with the key on versus the key off, because it was getting spark and there was some kind of combustion. And you can feel on the front of the header pipe that it was a little warmer. However, it did not want to fire and start up. I went in there, stripped back about this much of the wiring harness, found those two wires, twisted them together, got on there, boom, first kicked and it started up. So I did not have the Tors grounded. The yellow wire needed to be grounded to the black one, and I did not have that done. So I got that done, and now we're good to go. So the exhaust on and everything's done. So yeah, we got it to where we wanted to be plus some. So it's able to start right now. In the next video, what we're going to do is just button up a whole bunch of loose ends, start getting our plastics on, make sure we can get nuts and bolts all through everything, and then graphics, and we'll be getting close to having this one wrapped up. But that's not in this video. That's going to be in the next one. But if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that the next time I upload a video, you all will be notified and you can follow these builds along with me. Here's some content that I did on the 92 Banshee right here. And this is some content that I did on my 06 over there. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy.